Hey everybody, this is Dale.
And this is Eric.
And welcome to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
You can find it at optimusprimecast.com.
This week, episode number 27.
Or first episode of season 2.
Are we going to get that complicated about it? Welcome to S2E1.
Aftermath.
Written by Larry DiTillio.
And directed by Colin Davies.
This week, the transwarp explosion, which results in the destruction of the Vox artificial moon, unleashes an energon wave, the impact of which kills Pterosaur and Scorponok. Rat Trap and Cheetor gain new transmetal forms in its irradiation, but so do Megatron and Tarantulas.
Dun, 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 dun.
None of that actually happens in this show.
No.
Man, I use Google to, not Google, I use Wikipedia for all of those.
Okay.
Because it just helps us, it gives us a nice little starting off point.
Oh yeah, it makes it a lot
sometimes
easier.
they just suck. And this one kind of sucks. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing all right,
Are you
Dale.
so happy to find out what happens after Optimus Primal dies and Megatron wins the Beast Wars? All hail Megatron?
No. No.
Oh, man. But this, picks up immediately.
Yeah.
After the last scene of...
Which is to be expected. I mean, if you have a cliffhanger like that, you would expect it to kind of pick up exactly where it left off, and that's kind of how we open up here. We review the last few minutes of the previous episode as normal, but in a very literal sense. It's not like a recap. It's like literally the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, this is what
footage.
just happened. This is why everybody's so upset.
Yeah, so the explosion happens. Rat Trap and everyone, they're like,
What? Oh, come on.
they start freaking out.
Yeah.
They go in the Exelon. They're trying to pull up computer stuff and find out what's going on. Rat Trap has to punch a screen for it to work. Which I kind of like. I'm a big supporter of percussive maintenance. Percussive maintenance. It works. So spread the word. We here at the Optimus Primecast is not liable for any damage incurred using percussive maintenance. But yeah, so he punches the screen, computer comes back up, and he's like, okay, give me a status. And he's like, oh, the thing has been destroyed. And it's like, well, no, what about Optimus?
Unit Optimus Primal. Destroyed.
Yep.
And it kind of cuts, it doesn't even finish. It cuts to basically
to the sexy computer on the dark side saying
Yeah.
that unit Optimus Primal has been destroyed.
Yeah.
And Megatron rejoices.
Absolutely. So, I don't know. It's okay. Maybe he just kind of snuck out. Nope, he's dead.
Destroyed.
He's dead, Jim. I found it funny because, while this was going on, Black Arachne is like, I gotta go, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I got a thing.
Yeah, yeah, she scoots right out there and nobody notices.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's leaving because the Maximals are distracted by their grief.
Yeah, and oddly enough, when everything was going on and after they find out that Optimus has been destroyed, they cut back to the
Dark side?
The dark side. Yeah, I was going to say the Predacon base, but they cut to the dark side and Megatron just it's punching everybody and hitting everybody, and it's okay, is he somewhat saddened that he's gone?
No, he doesn't want them to rejoice yet because he has to do other things. They've got to finish. He's saying that the other Maximals are still there. We've got to finish.
I just figured, because with most baddies, if they don't have someone who is an equal match for them or someone to play with them, they're just not happy.
I think Megatron is more emotionally stable.
I think you're wrong. Well, maybe not emotionally stable is the correct word.
Okay.
But
well, I don't think he's as reliant on Optimus Primal. There are still plenty of other loose ends he has to tie off.
True.
He's even got Dinobot, the traitor issue. That he still has to work through. He has just everybody else. Him and Rat Trap have gotten into it how many times now?
yeah.
And that's becoming a thing.
Well, I mean, he tased him in the butt.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of apprehensive
You never
about
got him back for that either.
No, man.
Oh, man. Okay.
I would,
You'd hold a grudge?
I think I would.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bot.
But yeah, so Megatron's hitting everybody. He's like, no, we have to get back to our normal Predacon type of work. And then Pterosaur's like, well, what work is that? It's Making convoluted plans that ultimately fail because we've depended upon you.
Depending on too many things.
Yeah.
My new Rube Goldberg machine. No way, man. I don't know. Megatron seems pretty straightforward. He's telling everybody to prepare.
We must defeat the remaining maximals while they mourn their poor departed leader. This will be the final battle.
This is actually, I find it to be a hard episode to talk about because the direction was great.
Yeah, I mean,
It was very, very exciting. There are a lot of quick cuts.
Yeah, lots of quick cuts.
We're going from the Axelon to the dark side, back and forth, back and forth. Everybody's trying to prepare for something. The maximals are trying to figure out what the heck to do. Where is Optimus? Why none of our machines work? Megatron is trying to rally the troops so that they can get their act together, so that they can go raid the Axelon and clean up and finish off the Beast Wars.
Well, I mean, it was very apparent, like with the way that they managed to capture the feel of just everything that's going on, like the scramble, the scramble to get everything back together. Okay, all right. Like not long after that, the sexy computer starts shouting about a quantum surge.
Warning, sensors detect quantum surge approaching planet.
Okay, now we gotta hunker down and not die.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've won the Beast Wars, let's not die real quick.
So they do that, and then
the Maximals are also scrambling too. They find out about it just about the same time.
Yeah, a little bit later.
Because
whether they're like, okay, well, we need answers on why Prime wasn't able to get out of his stasis pod. Like, what happened?
And Rat Trap.
Yeah, Rat Trap's like, I know who to find. And then he turns around, and of course, Black Arachnia is gone.
That's when they find out about that. Who do they send to find her? They send Airazor and Tigertron, right?
Correct. And they're like, go find that bundle of legs, bring her back here. It's just, I don't know. It's funny. Mm-hmm. And then, we kind of, like, while that's going on, it's kind of mixed.
It's right there when, like, because they don't get to leave yet because that's when they get the alert about the energy wave.
Yeah.
And they're like, hang on
while
a second.
The energy wave is coming in and they're doing everything, like, there was yelling back and forth about how the shields are failing, we're not going to make it. And Rat Trap's like, well, make them work.
Yeah.
Like, we got to make it.
Optimus didn't blow himself up just so we could get scragged by space junk.
But we cut to, while that's all going on, we cut to Black Arachnia kind of running through the tunnels on the ceiling, which I found really cool because, like, from what I can tell, like, season 2, okay, new budget approved. First season was great.
It looks good, doesn't it?
So, yeah.
The animation this year looks good.
Yeah, there's some really nice volumetric lighting going on, and just showing the contours. You got some nice bitmap texturing going on the body of Dill's just blankly like nodding his head. But yeah, like the textures look really great, and the lighting is accentuating it, and it looks really great. Like Black Arachnia looks phenomenal in that hallway, in that darkly lit hallway with her little bumps shining all over. Looks very gross.
Spiders are icky, dude.
Anyway, so they all hunker down, and all of a sudden, we have
this energy wave, this shock wave from the moon exploding is coming to, and there's a countdown for it, right? Is there a countdown for it, or they're just watching it on the screen?
There is
it's
a countdown
like that circular,
for it.
The big circular one wave, which I find funny because it's like a 2D. It's like basically a 2D shock wave that just happens to be aimed right at them.
Yeah, like what are the chances?
It's like if you were anywhere else, it wouldn't have hurt.
Yeah, yeah. If you were like 30 feet over.
Yeah, but would have went right past you. But no, it's coming right for apparently both bases.
And we have particle showers. It's just a particle shower.
Oh, is that what that was?
It looks like it.
Okay, yeah.
Like you have all these,
it looked like shooting stars.
Yeah,
or something
shooting
like
stars
that,
with beams
debris.
coming through. Yeah, and it was going through all the walls and going through all the characters.
I think it was all energy though,
It was
because like otherwise it would have like turned the ships into Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like energy stuff.
Well, they're probably what are they? Neutrinos. Basically, neutrinos. From what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, I might have the wrong term for the actual particle, but neutrino particles are so mysterious and they don't interact with anything really that it's hard to prove that they exist, but they're theorized to exist. And recently, scientists what they used to do, they built a neutrino detector. So what they did is they went into a mountain and then went like super, super deep into this mountain, like down, and then built this huge pool, this deep pool.
Okay.
And isolated that pool with lead or, things to block any type of
like radiation,
radio frequencies or radiation or whatever. And then in that pool, they have like an array of detectors so that if a particle were to pass through, it would be able to, it would be so still and so like sterile basically that any minute type of interaction would be detected. And from what I remember, there was something recently that this detector went off.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like they pass through, it passes through matter without affecting. It passes through all these other different things. So they're trying to like detect it. And that kind of reminded me of what like those were. These particles that were passing through the hull of the ship, passing through the people or whatever, or the bots. And, I don't know.
That kind of makes sense. What I'm seeing is that a neutrino is electrically neutral. It's an elementary particle, and they are the only identified candidate for dark matter, specifically hot dark matter. So this is a maybe. This is a maybe because dark matter goes through things, right? Dark matter does that also, allegedly.
Dark matter does not interact with normal matter, as far as I know.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, all right. All right, cool. Yeah.
I mean, also dark matter is a theoretical thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, they don't even know what dark matter really is. They could just call it Steve. Mm-hmm. It's that kind of ambiguous.
My vote's for Bob.
I like Steve
with
fine. 2 E's.
Ooh.
Well, that's to clarify. There's normally 2 E's in Steve, but it's Steeve. So I guess it technically would be 3 E's.
Oh, okay. Oh, I would have taken the E off of the end.
Oh.
Steev. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, next time.
Anyway.
All right, so all this stuff
they get showered with Fantastic Four particles.
Yeah, and this is happening to the Axelon and the Dark Side simultaneously.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because like
it's wrecking everybody's day.
It's going through everybody. Waspinator gets knocked off and falls in a regen chamber.
Yeah, he ends up in an art chamber. Scorponok and Pterosaur get knocked into the lava.
Yeah. And you see, like, Pterosaur's hand, like, just kind of sitting above the lava and stuff. And
sinking in.
And then he goes and he makes like a T2. Thumbs up. Like T2. No. But yeah, it's like, okay, so they die.
Uh-huh. Like literally.
Yeah. It's like,
no fanfare.
I mean, and that's why it begs the question, like, why do Predacons have lava in their freaking ship?
That's where they landed. That's where they landed. The floor got ruined, and they have all those floating platforms.
So it's a flood? Is that what that is going on? It's a flood.
That's
it's flooded.
Yeah.
They need to clear that out, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's either it's either have Tarantulas build a pump, or have him do science that'll win the war. I don't know, man. Maybe they should have picked up and moved the damn ship.
Hey, hindsight is always 20/20, man. Mm-hmm. So, we could comment all we like, but oh well.
Yep. But yeah, Scorponok and Pterosaur are dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Dead.
Dead. DED dead.
Yeah, and that
split.
That's crazy.
Afterlife
so now
kids out of here.
So now we've had the casualties of the Beast Wars is 4. Tigatron's girlfriend.
Well, lady. We don't know if they were like,
Tigatron's life partner. And then we have Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
And then Scorponok and Pterosaur.
Okay.
Yeah. Body count is racking up, man. And a lot of it, like 3 in 2 episodes.
But this is going to change soon, right? Because like when the explosion happened, all those stasis pods got knocked out of order. We don't know what the status of them are. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anyway.
We don't know for a good 20 minutes, Eric. And then...
So
Black Arachnia, in the meantime, is trying to get to... Oh, no. We gotta finish interacting with this explosion, though, right?
Kind of. Well, she's like, while she's going down through the corridors, she keeps on getting tarantulas popping in her head saying, "Find my body."
Yeah, he's all up in her brain.
Yeah, his Katra's all up in there.
Mm-hmm. And she can't deal with it. It's really messing with what she is trying to do because it's like having 2 drivers. It's like one of those driver's ed cars where you have a driver's... you have the steering wheel, and then the instructor has one too.
The instructor just has a brake pedal.
Yeah, they got a brake pedal.
Or if you're driving around with one of your student friends and he's just being a jerk, slamming on the pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she is having trouble accomplishing anything that she wants to do. It's pretty much a wash for her agenda. She has to do what Tarantulas wants whenever he decides to show up for work.
Yeah, and the plan was, like, Tarantulas basically saying, hey, go get my body, put me back in my body. It's straight out of Star Trek 3 Search for Spock, man.
Oh, yeah.
Why'd you leave me on Genesis?
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, his body is growing up.
Yeah.
His body's a little baby.
I don't know. It's all curled up. In any case, back to the ending of the particle showers, because we're starting to get a little ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I think so.
So the particle showers go through, and then they stop, and when they stop, we come across the first one that we find out is Rat Trap, right?
Yeah, because I think that what happened is most of them, like Air gets knocked back, Tigertron and her and Tigertron are kind of shielded or something, or they get knocked around. Either way, they don't absorb anything. You know, it just goes straight through them. Whereas Rat Trap and Cheetor are more affected.
But why? That doesn't make any sense.
No idea, but I approve.
I don't know, man. Like, the whole thing just kind of rubs me a little bit the wrong way.
Here, we'll get back to rubbing you in a second. So Rat Trap.
Oh, God.
But Rat Trap stands up, and Tigertron and Air are like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
And he's just...
What's with you two? In my gearbox hanging out or something?
Yeah.
And he catches a glimpse of himself, and he's totally changed.
Yeah, he's all silvery and blue, and instead of having a silver brain, he has a gold brain. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
He got a full body upgrade. He is what we will... It's transmetalled.
Yeah,
he's been transmetalled. So this is transmetal Rat Trap.
Like I said, this kind of rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, okay, season 2, okay, now we're transmetals.
Hey, he needs a new toy.
I know.
We need a new Rat Trap toy. I have this one. It's awesome.
I know you do have this one. I think it's stupid.
Oh, your face.
No, like, seriously, he has wheels?
Yes, he has wheels.
He has wheels.
Yes, he has wheels. Yes, it's a marketing gimmick. The new transmetal gimmick is that you have your beast mode, you have your robot mode, and your beast mode also has a vehicle mode.
I don't like
it. Rat Trap, I don't have a problem with. The cooler one is Cheetor.
Yeah, out of the two of them,
transmetal form is cooler.
His beast mode form is more, I don't know, is like a
he looks like a Voltron.
Yeah,
he looks like a Voltron.
He looks
lion.
like one of the beasts from Voltron, one of the cats from Voltron. Like, he has wider shoulders. He's more.
He's
bulky.
growing up. Yeah.
He's
a little bit more grown up.
Interesting ways that
got
makes
fur
him
where
confused.
there wasn't fur before.
But it kind of goes against, like, Cheetor used to be, okay, he was fast and he was fragile, and that was, like, part of him, you know, and it was emphasized by the fact that he was a cheetah, you know, who was very nimble, very, you know, quick and thin, and that's why he couldn't take a punch sometimes.
Yeah.
And now it's like he's bulky and thick, and
but
even
this
his
is the
beast
thing.
mode
But
is...
he's the young scout. He was the young scout for all of season 1. He's maturing a little bit. Yes, it's like some kind of freak accident of radiation from space, but he's growing up a little bit more, and he's changing for the better. He's growing up, and that I think is an important thing for the character.
Okay.
He still sucks though. We're gonna find this out right away. He's because Air is saying, "Hey, looks like that energy wave mutated your superstructure. I wonder what it did to your beast modes."
Yeah, and they both change, and like we described a little bit. We have Rat Trap, who's a rat and has big
he's a hot red
wheels
rat.
on the back. Yeah, he looks like the whatchamacallit rat. The thing with the rat was on the thing with the wheels and the... Never mind.
He looks like Transmetal's Rat Trap. Yeah, he does. You are right. I couldn't agree with you more. Whereas Cheetor now can fly. He has rockets. He has rockets that pop out of his
side with like little wings or whatever stabilizers. What I find funny about that is when he turns, he's like, "What are these? What do these do?" And he flips them on, and then all of a sudden starts going, and he's like, "Oh gosh!" And he starts pushing it back, and it reminded me of like trying to pull a cat on a leash. He's like backing up. And
they captured that pretty well.
Yeah, they did a good job
pretty well. And
that made me laugh.
And he ends up taking off and being terrible at flying.
Yeah, he's bouncing around all over the control room and down the hall and stuff like that. And then
he
eventually
ends up hitting the U-bend and coming back.
Yeah.
But he's coming straight for Rat Trap.
Yeah.
Who takes this moment to figure out how his wheels work.
Yeah.
And he can't.
Yeah.
So they both got these things that are going on, and they have no idea how to use them.
Yeah.
Not terribly effective. But, I liked it. At least, at least it wasn't like, hey, we got new toys, and we are awesome. It's, hey, we got new toys, and we don't know how to do this yet. It leaves room for them both to have to experiment and get better. You know, and not just, hey, we're upgraded, now we're super cool. Let's go
I see that, but
Megatron.
like, I don't know. I understand that this is a children's show, but like the whole gimmick of, look, we're new, buy our toy, and I know that's the whole premise of the series. This is all
kind of like that,
So Transformers was made in the first place to sell these toys.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was just too gimmicky. It's like, oh, new season. Oh, look, well, we have new forms. And hey, look, they're kind of weird matched. Like, so like the whole premise of the reason why we have beast modes doesn't even make any sense anymore, because there are no cars, there are no wheels on this planet.
Or are there, Eric? Or are there?
Oh gosh.
The thing is, if it's post-apocalyptic Earth, then there might be. So I would reserve on that. Aside from the fact, but but this is also from an alien technology. This isn't from this is from the Vok. This is an accident of the Vok's attack on this planet. Not something that was built into the stasis pods, not something that's built into the protoform technology that they use to do the initial setup. So their initial setup has been corrupted. And one of the coolest things, I think, is that Air-Racer and Tigatron and Rhinox, who is also in an R-Chamber, don't get a transmetal form. They don't get changed. They don't get mutated in the same way. Well,
let's kind of move on from there, because speaking of like the rejuve chamber, we cut to Rhinox, who's having a dream about Prime.
Yeah, he's having an Optimus Primal fever dream, and he's like getting, well, because he's been out of the loop. He doesn't know what's going on. So, but he's seeing
he dreams like Prime being all Anami Ray about it, like ghosts coming out of the explosion to envelop the world before Third Impact.
It looks like spoiler.
Sorry.
Hey, if you haven't seen it yet, it show's like 20 years old. If you haven't seen Evangelion in the last 20 years.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry.
Nah.
But yeah, like, so he sees this like energy silhouette of
he
Primal.
sees an energy silhouette of Optimus Primal coming out of a spark.
Out of a spark or out of the explosion? I thought it was the explosion.
That's a spark.
Okay.
That's a spark.
Every spark is sacred. Every spark is good.
Every spark is needed in your neighborhood. So I don't know. He's having some kind of he's psychic. Now Rhinox is psychic.
So now it's like contagious?
Yes, okay. I think so. I think that, yeah.
Because he was poking around in his brain at that one point, right? He was poking around.
That is right. Yeah.
And that's how he contracted.
Rhinox was in Cheetor's brain, and he caught the psychic.
There we go.
And there you go. All right, cool. Thank you for the retcon. I didn't even think about it.
BTD, brain transmitted diseases. Or it'd be an IBDT.
Huh?
Interface brain transmitted brain interface BITD. It would be a bitted
Bitted.
brain
Right,
interface.
Cool. So Rhinox
disease.
got bitted some psychic from Cheetor.
He starts waking up, and he gets out and by this time
we had already seen Waspinator come out of the R chamber. He's like, "Oh, Waspinator is alive!" And then we see Megatron's silhouette.
Yeah.
He's got two hands.
It's got two. Well, it's
you got
really
new legs,
hand.
Lieutenant Dan. But he's standing there. It's a silhouette, and we see that he's got two hands.
It's not really a hand.
No, he has two legit hands. That's his tail.
So he's a third arm, which is his tail? Because it looks like
no, it's in storage. That's his gun. It's just his gun.
But his He has a prehensile gun.
Yes, he has a prehensile gun. But we'll get to that in a couple of seconds.
Gosh.
So, but Rhinox comes out of his fever dream, and Rat Trap is there, and he's like, Rat Trap, what happened to you? And Rat Trap says, I got an upgrade or something like that, right?
Yeah, he's like, I got an upgrade.
Look.
It's a new look. It's some sort of this trans metal.
Yeah, I'm all trans metals. The less we say about it, the better. and then Dinobot. Where was Dinobot?
I don't know. Like, why isn't he?
Did he get knocked out and just is waking up?
I don't know. See,
there was so much going on in this episode. I lost track of Dinobot.
Well, I don't know where he was either. But like, Rhinox was in the rejuve chamber, right? So was Waspinator, Pterosaur, and Scorponok. They were in lava.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, they were shielded from these, Fantastic Four particles. Mm-hmm. But why? It still does not show why.
Hey man, if everybody getting hit with radiation, some people are going to get cancer, some people are going to turn into the Incredible Hulk, and some people will just survive.
Our viewership's going to go way down for the cancer.
I think that it's better that not everybody got this upgrade. I think it is better because otherwise it would be like, hey, complete new set of toys, and yes, they did. They did.
They did do that.
They did. I mean, there is I don't think it's a spoiler. There's a Transmetal Air Razor figure.
Okay.
But she's not transmetaled in the show.
Okay, so she doesn't do it in the show, but
no.
Okay, so she stays that way.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like this is a mutation. This is a random event. This is something that nobody exactly understands why it happened. It's a weird thing. It's straight up a weird thing. And it's not like, hey, let's slow bleed out. Here's a new Rat Trap. Here's a new Cheetor. Here comes Rhinox. No, there are a lot of the characters show up in one form. That's actually why I'm not a completist as far as getting all the Beast Wars figures, because if it's not in the show, I really don't care. I don't have enough shelves for that. Okay. But that's really one of the things that I admire about the show. It was like, hey, just because you made the new toy doesn't mean we're going to put it in the show.
Okay.
And that's a mark of integrity more than anything, I think. Instead of saying, okay, got to use everything, got to use it because this is a commercial for all the new toys. But it's only going to sell you the ones that, honestly, what bothers me a lot is the figures that are never in the show, not even in like passing in the American show. I mean, they end up there are some like what Armadillo is a word that exists.
Oh man,
it's a transformer that's an armadillo.
Okay,
all right. They have Prowl. Okay, which is a name from a G1, but he's an owl. There's one that's a penguin, and I think that some of these were in the Japanese show, but there were some that were released during the life cycle of this show that they never showed up. Who cares? And but the fact that they didn't use every single piece of plastic that got shipped out from a factory is something that's awesome, I think.
Okay, because
it's better for the story.
All right, I'll write out on that then. Okay. I'll roll out on that. But after Rhinox wakes up and everything, at this point, Air Razor and Tigatron have already been sent out to go find...
Finally.
Yeah. To go find Black Arachnia. And,
who has gotten Tarantulas' body out of a cage?
I guess.
Oh, I guess how did they get it last season? It's only been a week. I can't remember.
How did he get it?
How did they get it? Who got Inferno? She got Inferno.
She got Inferno. She shot him in the face with his big, shot him huge in the face. Gun.
And
Tarantulas was burned alive by Inferno.
And they ended up in cages? Oh, I guess that probably happened when they caught Black Arachnia.
Yeah.
Because the Maximals caught Black Arachnia.
Yeah, but they have
like laser cages.
Yeah, but they were deactivated, right? What I don't get is that Inferno is fine. Uh-huh. He hasn't changed. Uh-huh. But Tarantulas,
something happened to Tarantulas,
who was dead at the time. Not on the moon with Steve. Eddie is a reference. But I mean, he was transformed because he was all weird. He was a ball of legs.
Yeah, he's balled up like a spider that got burned alive.
Yeah, he's balled up like a dead spider, all curled up. But yeah,
he's the wrong colors. He's different colors now.
Yeah,
something's happening.
It's
there.
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rhinox comes out.
Yeah, and Inferno is like, Inferno just fixes himself because he ain't got no time for anybody. He got no time for nonsense. He just kind of pick up his head and puts it back on and says, okay.
But Rhinox comes out and he's like, what's happening? What's going on? And then like Dinobot, who also has not been changed, like comes out and he's like, I'm in charge now. You know, and Rhinox is like, oh, I don't think so.
By what right do you command me? With Optimus gone, I should be...
Grabs him by the throat, like, and then it cuts to a shot where it's all like Star Wars about it. His feet are dangling. Man. I have written down here, Rhinox just ain't having it.
Yep.
Not having any of it.
I'm in a bad mood. And then, whatever he says, I'll stick the auto right here.
I'm in a bad mood. Understand?
I thought that was funny when he's like, "Are we clear?" And then Dinobot's like, "Aha!"
After that, I guess the flyer singular Waspinator and Megatron are outside, and they hear this, so they send out Cheetor and Rat Trap to go check on them. And Rhinox is like, "Okay, we need to get Sentinel on." So let's work on that.
This is because so Tigertron and Airraiser have snuck up on Black Arachnia.
Yeah, and
who has just thrown Tarantulas' body off the edge of the axle. And then she's standing there talking to himself, "Hey, watch it with my body."
But yeah, I don't know. This episode is so difficult to like make notes.
It really is. It was everything was happening so quickly.
Yeah, it's like okay, so the fight breaks out.
Yeah, so the fight breaks
between
out
the two of them. Or the three of them. So you have Airraiser and Tigatron cornering Black Arachnia, and then all of a sudden a big explosion happens, and it's holy shit,
it's Megatron. Well, we're pretty sure that's what's happening. Yeah, and then it cuts back into the Axelon for some reason again. Then we come back out, and we see Megatron.
Yeah, so he's all like,
he can fly.
Yeah, he can fly.
He's got these twin propellers on the side on his flanks.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not the worst part. That's not the worst part. So now, anyway, Megatron and Waspinator
they start fighting. They knock out Tigatron and Airraiser, and then Megatron goes and just basically puts his gun up against the back of
Black
Arachnia's head.
Yeah.
Well, Optimus's body parts may be decorating space, but the rest of the maximals are fully functional. And since I don't see Pterosaur or Scorponok with you, I'm betting you need troops.
Then he picks her up by the scruff of the neck.
It says, "Clever girl."
Clever girl. But
she says, you betray me again, and you'll wish you never came online.
Yeah. But yeah, so they start having a fight. We have Cheetor and Rat Trap
coming down.
Rat Trap squares up with Megatron. Cheetor starts heading out after Waspinator. Waspinator, like...
Don't they both get it right away?
Yeah, right away. Megatron takes him out.
Cheetor gets thrown off gets thrown off of a cliff.
Yeah, starts falling, and then it's like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. I have these things.
I can fly now.
So he activates his jet, starts flying, forgets that he was in a fight, I guess, because he's like, woohoo,
He also forgets that Big Bot died.
Yeah.
Like a little bit too much joy, you guys.
So he flies back up, he comes across Waspinator, he starts heading towards Waspinator, and Waspinator's like, I guess what I have written down here is that if Waspinator believes it hard enough, it will be true. Yeah. He's like, wait a minute.
Catbot cannot fly.
And he just stands there, and he's like, oh, well, I guess this is happening.
Yep, this is happening.
So, like, he gets tackled, and then we have a kind of back and forth in between Rat Trap and Megatron. Mm-hmm. And it shows that, Trap, Megatron's like, oh, well, check this out, and he transforms into his beast mode. And Rat Trap transforms into his, And he's like, okay, watch this. And Megatron basically...
You haven't seen anything yet, vermin. Beast mode!
Which means he straps on a fanny pack and puts on some rollerblades.
He has Heelys.
Oh, man.
Yes, I have written down... Oh, this is my alternate title for the show, for this episode. So Megatron has roller skates. Get over it. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, I mean, they got guff for this. The fans didn't care. Didn't care for that at all.
Okay.
Megatron doesn't need roller skates.
The rollerblades, man. They're inline skates.
Not on the action figure. But... But, yeah, I mean, but overall, I do not dislike this version of Megatron. He has these big old metal shoulder pads. He's got two hands. His tail comes off and he grabs it and he can... he uses that as a gun instead of it being his mouth cannon from his other form.
I don't know.
His dino head is now his chest.
I'm not a big fan of this incarnation of Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
Like his beast mode looks like a bad third party ripoff of a Grimlock action figure.
Mm-hmm.
His bot mode just looks confusing and fat.
Really? Yeah.
I
think he looks like a football player.
Yeah, but it's like everything is suffering from like 90s action figure-itis.
Okay. All right, that I could give you.
Where like everyone has this like altered beast type of body where their chest and their shoulders are absolutely huge and their waists are tiny. And
yeah. Oh, hey, come on, he's a robot. How much body fat do you think he's got?
No, but it's not like that, really. It's just
What,
like...
do you want him to be all like a pile of balloons like Robbie the Robot?
That man's a national treasure.
Danger, Will Robinson.
That's a different robot. Anyway.
What? He was Robbie.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, I think it was just Robot.
Robbie was also in... the same robot. He was in... what was that movie?
It was Fantastic Planet, I think.
Yeah, he was in that, and then...
That's Robbie the Robot.
Yeah, same robot.
It's not the same robot.
Same robot.
It's not the same robot. They're two separate robots.
Google ho!
Go for it.
I need some elevator music for while I look this up.
Go for it and proceed to be proved wrong. The only two...
Robbie the Robot is a fictional character and science fiction icon who first appeared in the 1956 film Forbidden Planet. He made a number of subsequent appearances in science fiction movies and television programs, usually without specific reference to the original film character.
Because I know he shows up in the Looney Tunes movie. I know he shows up in Gremlins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, commercial for AT&T... The Invisible Boy, My Little Margie, The Thin Man, Columbo, The Addams Family, Lost in Space.
Oh,
and Lost
poo
in Space.
on you. Let me see that sheet.
It's highlighted in blue.
Where the heck are they? Let's click on that and see. That's not Robbie the Robot. All right, give me the character listings. Let's see. Characters. The Robot. That is the name of the robot in Lost in Space.
Uh-huh.
He may have had a guest appearance or something on there as another alien, but the robot is named the Robot. Robbie the Robot is totally different than the Robot on Lost in Space.
The robot was designed... okay, fine.
Eat it, Dale.
Fine. The robot was designed by Robert Kinoshita, who was also the designer of the iconic Robbie the Robot for Forbidden Planet.
They both have the glass domes on top that have the things going on.
Robbie appears in Lost in Space number 20, War of the Robots, and the first episode of season 3.
There you go.
Condemned of Space. You win.
Yes. Yes. I rise victorious.
Megatron still doesn't need any body fat, though.
I'm not saying no. It's just like I don't know. It just irks me. Like the designs. The designs just don't do it for me. They're just
not every single one is going to be the thing. And the thing is that this is the least popular version of that Megatron.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't totally dislike it.
But now we're stuck with him for a whole season.
Mm-hmm. Or are we?
I don't know. Are we?
I'm not telling you. The
Oh. Anyway, so they start fighting, getting back gotcha, reeling this back in.
So Rat Trap and roller skating power Megatron are going to play chicken.
He puts on his headphones, puts on Xanadu, and starts going for it.
Yeah.
They start going at each other full speed. Rat Trap extends his tail and I guess locks it into
Yeah, he locks it solid and then he drifts.
Yeah, he drifts out like aside next to Megatron and lets him trip over his tail. Mm-hmm. And then makes a snide comment about like,
How you got brains is another story.
And then he transforms into bot mode and he's like,
see, I got brains, they're gold.
And then Megatron transforms into bot mode and he's like, oh gosh. He starts to run off. And then it just kind of goes on a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, lots of fighting, lots of action. They weren't poorly made.
No, they wasn't.
There was so much going on. It's hard to recap. We can't be like, hey, all right, so the robots are fighing. Lots of guns are going off. Inside the Axelon, Inferno got the drop on Rhinox, and now he has to fight Dinobot, who is, and for some reason he knows that Dinobot's a traitor.
Yeah.
And, yeah, whatever. Well, he's probably had a mission briefing or a history lesson somewhere along the lines. Yeah. Lord knows how long they've been on this strange primitive world. But he's doing that. And then Rhinox, after he gets the best of Dinobot.
Yeah, he gets the best of Dinobot. He's right about to just finish off Dinobot. And then Rhinox just ain't having that either.
Yep. Yeah, Rhinox has no time.
No. He just grabs him by the head, like completely by the head. And as we pointed out before, and as you guys could see if you watch the episode, it's like Inferno's not a tiny guy.
No, he's big.
He's big. He's a tank, you know? And like Rhinox just able to just palm him.
Yeah, grabs his head like it's a basketball.
Yeah, and just lifts him completely up.
Slam dunks him through the elevator shaft out to the outside.
Yeah, and then Megatron comes by, grabs him, and then catches Rhinox. Go Megatron!
Yep. Rhinox has his big Megatron scream.
Megatron!
And pulls out his Gatling guns of doom,
but is not able to get a shot off.
Yeah,
and everyone just kind of like hightails it out of there. Mm-hmm. And that's basically it. And as they run off, like Megatron was saying, was it Megatron or was it somebody was saying how the Beast Wars are continuing, but they're not going to be really weird.
Yeah, Rat Trap.
If you ask me, the Beast Wars just got a whole lot weirder.
Yeah, and as it trails off and they run away or whatever, we have the camera kind of panning over to this stormy.
Yeah, like it's like a swampy, like the trees are all burnt out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe it's
the planet has been wrecked.
Maybe it's the remnants of the island.
Maybe, I don't know, but there's a bunch of burnt out trees. There's like electrical lightning storm happening all over,
and then all of a sudden we see like,
and you see two stasis pods.
Yeah, we see. Well, you don't see the pods, but you see like two things come up out of the ground, and then you see the scanning effect that they put on there, and it's a scanning for life or whatever. So you see two of them, and you assume that there's two pods. And as you see these two pods or whatever, we're panning over, and I guess there's a third pod that's closer to in the foreground in front of the camera.
No, it's just one. It's just the two. You go up to a close up of one of the pods, and you hear the computer, and it's saying that it's malfunctioning.
And the screens are all cracked and everything. I mean, it's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. And then it closes in on classic horror film. Yeah. Stinger.
Night of the Living Dead or Evil Dead. The hand.
Yeah, a hand just erupts out of a stasis pod.
And it's not like just a hand. It's like it looks like it's broken.
Looks like a zombie hand.
Yeah, it's zombie hand.
Yeah, something malformed is coming out of the stasis pod. And then we cut to credits. And that is it. Yep. That was weird. It was a good episode. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. The introductory parts were introductory parts, It's like, it felt like it was the kind of weird thing is like, okay, it's like seeing your sister do pole dancing. It's like you want to be supportive,
you want to be supportive and saying that she's doing a great job and she looked great. And yes, she might technically look good doing or have proficient skills to do that said thing.
Yeah.
But you feel really weird watching it.
You certainly worked really hard at that. I'm glad you're proud of it.
I don't know, man.
Nah, you got to get used to it. I think it's yeah, it's just one of those things you got to get used to.
And we're coming off of the season 1 ender, and like on the ride over here to the studio, like I was just like, okay, we were talking just normal banter, and then I just turned to Dale. I'm like, so what happens?
And I told him the truth. Megatron has won the Beast Wars, and the rest of the series is Megatron forming this strange primitive world in his own image. All hail Megatron.
Oh, but it's I don't know. Like as far it was not the release that I was hoping for. It was not satisfactory in any aspect.
No,
really.
I don't think you're going to get that until the end of the series. It's always moving forward. Yes, Optimus Primal has been destroyed. Yes, Pterosaur and Scorponok have been melted in lava. But
I was half
the
expecting
aftermath of all of that. What?
I was half expecting I wasn't expecting Pterosaur to die. And yeah, they fell into the lava, and his hand was there while the particles were coming through. I was expecting him to come out, and just his hand is transmetal.
Oh yeah,
because it was exposed, and then the rest of him is just normal.
Nope.
So when he transforms, it just doesn't quite fit into the rest of his it's just sticking out because it's not. Anyway, I don't know. I want episode 2. I want episode 28, season 2, episode 2 to come. I want to watch that to kind of rinse my mouth of this. It's just like somebody get me a cracker. Can I have a beer to chase this thing?
This was too spicy. Give me some milk. I need something fatty to cut the heat.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. I like it. It's not even like for me. It really is just a part of the journey. It's just hey, this stuff changed when season 2 starts. We got changes coming.
I know we have changes coming, and it's to be expected.
And it's going to be so. And we're not going to just sit and dwell. I mean, at least it's not, Cheetor on the train listening to his Sony Walkman, being sad because Big Bot's dead for 30 minutes. At least it's not that. They're kind of in. It's nebulous because they've got to figure out so many things. The death of Optimus Primal is a really big event. They've got to figure out who's in charge. They've got to figure out what what they're going to do with their extremely damaged home base now. Yeah. They've got new bodies that they're trying to grow into, and they've got new forms of enemies that they've got to figure out. And now there's some kind of a zombie threat. Is that what that is?
I don't know.
So
not only that, they are maximal cryopods, right?
Yeah. And the stasis pods are all maximals.
Yeah. So there was maybe 20 of them, right? 20 of them in orbit roughly, something like that. Or higher than 10. Less than 50.
There was a lot, and a lot of them fell to the planet.
But without Megatron or tarantulas to intercept them.
Yeah, what the heck is going on with tarantulas? There's another thing that's going on. There's so much.
But yeah.
A lot of story threads, a lot of setup for a lot of different.
But getting back to these cryopods though, without them to intercept and without them to rewire them or rewrite their encoding, wouldn't they just be maximals?
We're gonna have to find out.
When they come out?
It depends. Who knows? And given that the Predacons are currently understaffed, grossly understaffed now, they're down 3.
Yeah,
they're down 3, and the Maximals are only down 1. So there's an imbalance of power. So Megatron's gonna have to figure something out. He wasn't able to go in and clean house, so now he's gonna have to figure something else out. And that's what we're gonna learn a little bit more about next week on the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
You can find it at optimusprimecast.com.
Until then, I've been Dale.
And I've been Eric.
Crap. We'll see you next week, everybody. High five.